Hello, good morning, and welcome to this morning's story, which is called How to Fix a Problem. Every day, there were many people who came to listen to Jesus. They wanted to hear his parables about God. They wanted to learn how to live God's way. In the evenings, when all the people had gone to their homes, Jesus and his friends would cook some food on a campfire. They didn't have very much money to buy food. Sometimes there wasn't even enough to feed them all. One evening, they cooked a pot of stew on the campfire. When it was ready, each one put some of the food onto their own plate. "Susanna!" Andrew sounded angry. "What?" said Susanna. "You're doing it again. You're taking more than your share." "Mind your own business," said Susanna. "I'm hungry." "So am I," said Andrew. "We're all hungry. But you shouldn't take more than your share of the food. You've been doing that every night. It's not fair." Andrew and Susanna both sat down. Both of them looked angry and hurt. Neither of them said anything for the rest of the meal, and everyone felt unhappy. "Susanna and Andrew are angry at each other," Mary said to Jesus. "That's not living God's way, is it?" "No," said Jesus, "and I think there could be a better way to fix this kind of a problem." "Andrew, when did you first see Susanna take more than her share of the food?" "2 days ago," said Andrew. "Think about this," said Jesus. "Suppose you talked to Susanna when nobody else was nearby. Suppose you spoke very gently and said, 'Susanna, I think you took more than your share of the food.'" "That's right," said Susanna. "He didn't have to say it so all my friends could hear." "But suppose I did that," said Andrew, "and Susanna still kept taking more than her share of the food." "Then it might help if you talked to 2 other people. Maybe 2 of the people who are really good friends of Susanna's. You could say to them, 'I have a problem. Susanna is taking more than her share of the food. I talked to her about it, but she still keeps taking more. Would you come with me so that all 3 of us can ask her to stop doing that?'" "Sure," said Andrew. "But what if she still wouldn't stop taking more than her share?" "Andrew," said Jesus, "Susanna is a good person. I think she would say, 'I'm sorry, I won't do that anymore.' Then you could give her a hug and say to her, 'We love you and God loves you.'" "Yeah, but what if she still keeps taking more than her share?" "Then you have to talk about it with the whole group of friends, Andrew, but not the way you did it just now." "What should I say?" Andrew looked very puzzled. "First of all, you should only do this when Susanna is there with you. You should never talk about a person when they can't hear you. Then you speak very gently to all the friends. You could say, 'I have a problem. Each time we eat together, I see Susanna taking more than her share of the food. I talked with her about it. I took 2 other friends to talk with her about it, but she keeps doing it.' When you said that, then you ask Susanna if she would like to say something." And Jesus looked at Susanna. "Would you like to say something right now, Susanna?" Susanna sat very quietly, just looking at the ground. Well, I think Andrew started to talk, but Jesus held up his hand to tell him not to say anything. Give Susanna time to think of what she wants to say, said Jesus. Everyone sat quietly for a while. Then Susanna looked up. I'm sorry, she said. I know all of us would like more food. I was being selfish. I'm sorry. I'll try not to do that anymore. Everybody was quiet. Then Andrew walked over to where Susanna was sitting. May I give you a hug? He asked her. Susanna stood up. She and Andrew gave each other a hug. Do you forgive me? She asked Andrew. Sure, said Andrew. We all forgive you, and God forgives you too. Wonderful, said Jesus. Now there's one more thing to remember. We don't talk about this anymore, and we don't keep watching to see how much food Susanna puts on her plate. We had a problem, we fixed it, and that's that. We've learned that God loves and forgives every one of us. And that's today's story. Have you ever had a meal outside with your friends on a campfire? Maybe some of you have done that. It's great to share with our friends and to try and share equally. And I know at the moment that we can't hug each other, but there will be a time when we can. And in the meantime, remember that what we've learned today is that God loves and forgives every one of us. Have a beautiful day, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.